Hey guys, it's me, EODGamer here. 10 days into MaplestoryN, roughly around 10, 11, depending on how you look at it. But in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I achieved my account, what is my current game state as well. I am a level 1, 201 Bishop main. I don't have any other character I trained myself so far like to above 100. Most of them were just bought from the marketplace as like just for link skills. How do I farm so fast in like less than 10 days? I have the videos on that on the channel as well. Most of it was done AFK. So if you guys are actively grinding, that is really, really tough. So hats off to you guys. I could have done it faster if I wasn't like fully AFK, but it is what it is. So let's just do a quick run through. I think those of you who will find this video interesting is anyone, firstly, if you are looking to increase your gear, you don't really know what people are buying and using and why people are doing so, how to increase your damage, what endgame players are actually going for. This video pretty much will summarize a lot of it. Even though it's 10 days in, I did spend a few dollars in this game. As people or you guys who watch the channel, you subscribe as members as well to support us. Whatever you see here goes back to you guys because I help boss carry you guys whenever you ask me in the Discord chat that we have as well. So let's go run through it. Very importantly, I have 8k stats. For those of you who don't know, whenever people are looking for boss parties, people are always asking first about your stat line. Why stat line? It kind of eliminates a lot of people with no gear, but at the end game, people not only care about your stat line. So roughly, you want to get it up to like 4,000, 5,000. That's when you can start getting into a lot of parties to do your Chaos Root Abyss and stuff. For now, for me, mostly, I have cleared up to Chaos Root Abyss and Czark and all that here as well. The problem right now is I have only been finding parties because I only joined 10 days ago, right? I've only been finding parties with stat line less than mine, like half of mine and stuff. So that's one of the inhibiting factors for me right now progressing. So as I push on my stats, as I do more quests, as I find more parties, I'll be able to clear the higher bosses with this stat line quite confidently. Maybe I get a couple more levels. At the same time, you want to have your defense ignore up as well. I have mine at 78 here. This is on my farming hyper. If I switch over to my bossing hyper, it goes up to 85%. Crit rate is 100%. And the rest of them I can't exactly remember. But importantly, you want your defense ignore to be above 80% for the endgame bosses because they do have a lot of defense. And even if you have a lot of stat line, if you have 0 or like no defense ignore, you'll be doing basically half your damage or less than half your damage and in some cases. So it doesn't really matter whether you have 10k stats and no ignore defense. You basically are a 5k stat person, just giving some arbitrary numbers here. I have my abilities at legendary, unique. Some pros are actually re-rolling everything to be all useful lines. For me, I am quite satisfied with a boss damage. I might roll these two again later on, but the slight intelligence bonus is still quite useful for me. At least it's damage accretive. Most interestingly, of course, is going to be your gear. What are you looking for in equipping your stuff? I think a lot of you will find this portion of the video the most helpful for you. It's a lot of equipment. I am definitely not free to play, but whatever you see here, I give back to you guys. I help you guys boss carry also in the Discord, as long as you guys are supporting us. I'm not going to be talking about my investment rationale, decision making, why I invest in certain gear. You will see a case where there's very lopsided equipment. Some of them, like my weapon here, is absolutely trash, whereas some of them is on the other end, perhaps double legendary lines. There is a reason why I do this. I have a video on the channel as well. If you're interested in more of like the how to make sure that you buy the right items for the long-term kind of content, check that out. This is just like a 10-day review of my account so far. What am I using? I'm using the Unchained set, a 4-piece Unchained, and you can see all of them are absolutely trash. They are all really, really bad. All like epic and I guess rare bonus potential with not even 2-liners, some of them. The reason why I'm doing this is I don't plan to use this for long term on my character, on my main. I probably will be shifting all these gear to a secondary character or just selling them off on the marketplace later on because it's so versatile. You can use it for training a new character. For example, if I wanted to make Ice and Lightning, I can slap it on them, you train the Ice and Lightning, get them up to 100 plus, 200 plus. I'm still using it to today and downing Chaos Root bosses as the most highest DPS on my team. So they are definitely still good. If you guys find them lack of damage, it most likely is because you haven't gotten your other stuff done yet. So 5-piece set bonus, very important. Make sure you are having your set bonuses. The set bonuses make a lot of difference, especially for people who don't have a lot of potential yet. So that's why I'm investing in. I got the Unchained or what I'm using right now. I likely want to upgrade this further. Probably going to migrate over to the Chaos Root Abyss set when I can. I do have a Chaos Vellum hat, which is a lucky set and can be applied to almost any single set. But I switched to this one just recently just for the additional 9% intelligence to make the numbers look nicer as well. So that is for my weapons and my stuff. I always talk about W, S, and E, right? The most important one is the weapon, sub-weapon, and emblem. My sub-weapon is really good. It gives me a lot of the defense ignore that I need right now. There are very little sources of defense ignore in the game. So if you can find either your weapon, sub-weapon, or your emblem, some defense ignore, it will help greatly to reach the end game. I find that 60% is good enough for me to at least hit the 85% threshold. But some teams, maybe they are looking for 90% and more. For me, I'm a bishop, so I don't really need to do the most damage on the team. Although I do find myself doing most of the time the most damage because of my investment in the character, I guess. And my emblem here is just giving me a lot of magic attack to actually boost up the raw damage. The crit rate is nice, but once we get Legion, I do think I'll roll out of crit rate because I'll probably want to switch it over to maybe a 3-line magic attack if I can find it. But I spent so much money trying to find that legendary line in the first one, so it was really, really difficult. Most of the damage actually you can see is coming from these 2 items for my gear. Other than that, I'm running the boss set. The Silver Blossom rings, I'll start with the shittier ones first, then we'll slowly work our way up so that at least it's more relatable to people, I guess. Silver Blossom ring here, a naked pink holy cup without any flames, and I have Whale or Whips. This one is also a boss set. I'm just going for the 9-piece boss set because you get defense ignore, you get boss damage, you get a lot of attack, and you get stats. So this is very, very efficient. For those of you who are not going for this, you want to try to do this because you fill up your accessory slots anyway. They are much better than the Neo stuff, especially if you are not going for massive amounts of potential. That's something good to know. So 9-piece of this set, I also have the Condensed Power Crystal for this one, and the rest of them are just filling the slots as well. So those are mostly my crappier gear. Now starts to go into the more expensive one. I'm using Royal Black Shoulder here. I'm using Chaos Horntail with good stats. And these pretty much, and this one here, the Aqua Light Eye accessory, these pretty much round up my boss set stuff together with the Dominator Pendant. This one is really nice, but the potentials are not the best. I'm looking for more money first before I continue twerking them. But yeah, I think this is not bad. The potentials are hard to fix. I've scrolled most of this myself. I have on the videos on the channel showing you what is the expected cost to get them. I share very transparently as well. You can see on the video because all these stuff, you don't exactly know how much does it take to get to potential and bonus potential. I have scrolled so many myself at this point that I kind of got a better understanding of the average and what's the valuation of every single line, how much it's worth. So if you're interested in more of that content, we do have some of that on the channel as well because it's very important, especially if you're spending money to make money. You want to know your information right. Yeah, that basically rounds up my boss set stuff. Pretty decent, I guess, overall. And my Neo rings here, they don't fulfill any slots, but these are all best in slot currently. My Neo rings here, double legendary with a lot of stats. Double 1 bonus potential legendary with 3 lines intelligence on the potential, giving me good amounts of stats. So that is where all my stats are coming from, mostly from the extreme side. The last one, of course, is the 7-day badge. This one is a bit tricky. It is technically best in slot, but most people are choosing to go for the Crystal Ventus ring because if you can complete the Crystal Ventus here, you can swap up another, the earring or the Condensed Power Crystal with a Neophyte. So you run something like a Neophyte ring over here, and then you pretty much will get a Neophyte earring or something, and you'll get a lot more stats for much lower price, at least in this early game. But I just choose to go the 7 days badge because I need I like the ignore defense as well. And it looks nice, I guess. So I got that. The last, I realized, last 2 items. The Neophyte Belt, I feel that this is a lot cheaper to get good potential than the Golden Clover. So I got it. I didn't bother scrolling it up because I plan to sell it in future as well. And I'm also using the Neophyte Cloak because the next upgrade for me for the gloves, cape, and perhaps shoulder is going to be Absolapse. Maybe the boots as well. So these 4 will eventually turn into Absolapse. So I know I'm going to be stuck with this cape for quite some time. So I'm using the Neophyte Cloak in the meantime. I don't really like the Von Leon bonus. Dragon Tail bonus yet. To find these kind of like stats is also not easy on the Dragon Tail. It's going to cost an arm and a leg. So I think it's like more efficient this way. That's 10 days in. If you guys like such content, I can do more of other classes as I get them. But I'll be doing more boss carry guides as well. I will teach you boss mechanics, how to boss as a bishop, how I solo, how I even carry people also. And if you're interested, you are just starting out, for like 30,000 mesos a day, if you join as a member, you can get a lot of benefits as well, including on higher tiers, you can get boss carries to have, you basically get your cash back after beating the boss. But yeah, thanks so much for guys for supporting. I'm here for the long run. I'm reinvesting in my stuff. That's what I want to share with you guys. Hope you found this video a little bit insightful to building your account and progressing as well. And see you guys in the next video.